Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a look at perhaps a bit of an odd question, namely if Ainz Ooal Gown and his many servants in and outside of the Great Tomb of Nezarec can actually die of old age or not. Also, this will be the last more or less speculative video in quite a while, I'm afraid, simply because during the course of Overlord's 4th season I will have to spend more time on actual lore and explanation videos. So don't be surprised if the content is now more focused at explaining, for example, who this is and why he will be your new favorite character to hate. Link to the video of him in the description. But before we're going to take a look at today's topic, let me thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. Thanks guys. And now, first and foremost, I should probably explain how aging affects mortals in the new world. While they retain the same level that they have earned during their lifetime, their stats get reduced more and more the further they age. So basically, if you are 20 and have 20 in attack power, you will have lost, let's just say 2 points, and only have 18 attack power left by the age of 50, simply because you have gotten old. And at the age of 70, you might only have 7 or 8 attack power left. And when you're on your deathbed, and dying, your attack decreases from 3 to 2 to 1, and when you die, it, as well as any other stats, will have reached 0, aka the appropriate amount of heads for a certain branch of the 8 fingers. Now with that said, let's take a look which of the denizens of Nezarec can even age and die of old age, because this is surprisingly an extremely rare thing in the Great Tomb. For Ainz Ooal Gown, for example, is an undead, and obviously people who have died can't die from old age again. Which is something that should make sense, but even aside from his cursed undead status, Ainz couldn't even die of old age if he was just a normal heteromorph and not an undead in addition to being it. Because heteromorphs don't have a maximum defined biological lifespan. Heteromorphs simply age to maturity and then just stay the exact same as always, with no wrinkles forming or anything, which for example means that Lupus Regina will basically stay a hot redhead forever, and thus she will always be able to cruelly punish you for any flirting whatsoever. And since the entire Great Tomb of Nezarec was basically built as a refuge and safe haven for heteromorph players, almost all beings in the entirety of Nezarec are biological immortal and ageless heteromorphs as well. Which means neither Ainz nor Albedo, or the regular homuncular mates, or any other of the heteromorphs will die of old age, or change while aging. But there's an outlier, one single human being in a sea of heteromorphs, one lonely voice in a midst of silence, one candlelight in a snowstorm that stands out. Auriol Omegar, the youngest and strongest of the Pleiades, the keeper of the staff of Ainz Ooal Gown, the protector of the Cherry Blossom Sanctuary on the 8th floor, and the current operator of Nezarec's teleportation network that links the floors together. But even she is so far beyond normal humans, like Renna or Clemental. Well, not normal humans as a stretch. Let's just say she has nothing in common with Brain Anglaus, Gazav Stronov or Prince Zanek, other than the basic human species. In fact, Demiurge feels that this powerful level 100 area guardian couldn't even be described as human, and he feels so in part because of Auriol Omegar's immortality. For the youngest and the strongest of the Pleiades sisters will also always stay young, since she has a special class that allows her to achieve agelessness. So even in 1,000 years, the Shrine Maiden of Nezarec will still guard the Cherry Blossom Sanctuary and Ainz Ooal Gown's most precious staff. But even if all humans and all heteromorphs in the Great Tomb of Nezarec are immortal, in the sense that they won't die of old age. There's one pair of humanoids that still can, will, and, albeit extremely slowly, have already experienced aging. And I'm talking of course about Aura and Mare, the twin floor guardians of the 6th level of the Great Tomb of Nezarec. For the elves can and actually will age from child to adulthood, as it has probably been, well, intended is a stretch, as it has probably occurred to Buku Buku Shagama during her time creating the twins. But since they are elves, they age incredibly slowly by human standards. Mare and Aura are 76 years old already, but just about 10 in elf years, so there's a 7.6 gap between the time required for aging compared to humans. And the twin floor guardians being able to age is also part of the reason why Ainz Ooal Gown has taken Aura and Mare to the Elf Kingdom, where the 15th and 16th novel will take place, in order for the two to socialize with fellow elves. But with that said, this still doesn't mean that the twin floor guardians will have to die eventually from old age, since even new worlders like Fluda Paradane were able to obtain, albeit an imperfect form of immortality. So Ainz Ooal Gown with his vast resources should be able to grant immortality by means of, for example, a world-class item or wish upon a star. When Aura and Mare are, for example, have reached their 20s, which would still take a century, but ultimately they should reach it. So, in order to answer the question in the title, yes, there are NPCs in the Great Tomb that will age and can potentially die of old age. But they are very, 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 very rare. While basically 99.99% of all beings in the entire Tomb of Nezarec are completely immune to the process of aging. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Badger Ye, Ben C, Chrissy, Crowley0221, CR, Dad Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Duck Wagon, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, Chromius, Legendarius, Lelouch wie Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Normal Toad, Okill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantum, Personage, Primus 11, Shergox is Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.